One Piece Manga Chapter 1169. Title: I Have to Die Now. In this chapter, we will see how Shanks is saved from the curse of Emo, and then we will see ELBAF's mysterious devil fruit, which ELBAF has been protecting for so long. And we will also see what Massacre Harald does after going completely under Emo's control. So sit back and enjoy the video, but at first, please subscribe my channel and like the video. Guys, it's a new channel, please support me. Now, let's jump into the video. Color spread in chapter cover: Rock Pirates wearing black suits. 14 members of Rock Pirates appear in the cover. Rock stroking a tiger, and behind him, there is Newgate, Linlin, Kadu, and many more. And guys, this might be the last illustration of Rock by Oda Sensei. Now, let's move to the chapter. The scene shifts to Gyaban's house, which is the realm of the island of ELBAF. There we see young Shanks talking to Gyaban. In the last chapter, we saw Shanks running away from Mary Joy. Maybe Shanks found out about their activities, but he didn't want to be involved. Maybe there will be more to be revealed. Shanks is suddenly surprised to hear that Rogers has a son. And Gyaban says that he recently met Gyaban when he found out about all this, and also said that the boy is at least safe from the Navy. Then Shanks says, wow, so I have a brother too, and also says that since he has Rogers' blood in his body, he might also become a pirate king one day. But Gyaban says, you know that Rogers' title is not inherited. Besides that, too much hope sometimes leads to disappointment, and Shanks says then things will be more interesting. Guys, that means that Shanks and Harald will help Loki and Harald in the incident that will happen with Harald. And they knew everything about this incident. Man, Oda's plotting is so insane. Meanwhile, Loki is seen entering the castle. And the guards are scared of him, and they were saying Loki has returned. And along with Loki, Elder Zahral was also there. And in the castle, we see a soldier lying on the ground. And another soldier was saying that, Your Majesty, why did you kill him? He only followed your order, which you said to chain you. Harald could not give any answer, and he was thinking in his mind why he did this. He thought that he might have come under the influence of Emo. And finally, he remembered his Emo's order, where Emo told him to form an army with the giants of the whole nation, from which Harald wanted to save everyone, but in the end he is doomed. Man, Emo is so terrible character. Then in this scene, Harald again started thinking that it is impossible to disobey. And he thought that Emo might be controlling his brain. And then his cursed mag is seen glowing, and so he decides that he will end his 144 years of life. Because if his body is now a walking hazard, and he orders the soldiers to kill him. The guards forget after hearing him, and Harald says, hurry up before I am completely taken over. But the soldiers were saying, Your Majesty, what are you saying? And then Loki is seen entering. And the next scene, Loki saw that all the soldiers have hit him. Loki and Elder Harald could not understand what was really happening here after seeing this scene. But at that moment, Harald can understand that he has become immortal. He cannot die now even if he wants to, unless Emo wants him to, and he orders everyone to leave. And his body completely loses its control. And then it was seen that he wounded everyone with one slash with his sword. And Loki and Zahral were staring at him in amazement. Guys, what a curse it is. But I can't understand why Harald dies despite having immortal power. Okay, let's move on. Then the scene shifts again to Shanks and Gyaban. There, Shanks tells Gyaban that he and Harald are actually both bound by the same cursed. And they are forced to obey one's orders. Yep, it's Emo. Here Shanks says that this contract is called the Deep Sea Contract. And he also says that when we are in their range, we have to obey all their orders, and then we see that tattoo on Shanks' hand. Guys, this was the mystery why Shanks didn't care about his hand to save Luffy. He could have used armament hockey if he wanted to, but he thought it was better to separate it. Man, Oda is the greatest. Then Gyaban said that's a curious power. Then Shanks said, and that's why I couldn't tell any secret in the Holy Land. And in Shanks' flashback, he is seen talking to Harald. And Harald said, I understood you were a red hair pirate. And for those of you guys who didn't understand this flashback, I'm telling you, in the previous chapter, when Garling introduced her boys to him, he thought he might have seen Shanks somewhere. You know, he knew, but he can't prove it. And you can find the previous chapters of One Piece in my channel's playlists. So, let's get back to chapter. And I think Guy Shanks may have met him outside the Holy Land again, which we now saw in Shanks' flashback. And in the next scene, we see Gyaban's giant wife Ripley and her giant baby Colin. Man, Oda is different breed. How they made it, you know what I mean? And they were giving them company from behind. Then Shanks said that Harald might be very happy to get this membership, but if he agrees to it, then he will have to accept another deeper agreement. And Gyaban says, will there be any problem with that? Guys, here, I think Shanks got to know all this from his brother Semrock. Do you think Semrock is good or bad? Comment below. Then Shanks said that if Harald accepts the deep sea contract, he will gain inhuman strength, and he will never die, and he will be able to travel long distances through the pentagram. But in exchange for this, Emo will get some benefits. He can talk to them at any time. Also, Emo can command them anything, which is undeniable. And if Harald accepts their contract, Harald will be in their hands. And those guys have boundless appetite for greed. And in the end, Shanks thinks that Harald will not join them, and right then strong hockey spreads around. And it spreads throughout ELBAF. Shanks and Gyaban are surprised to feel that hockey. And in the next scene, we see that massive hockey is spreading mainly as a result of Harald and Loki's collide. Loki is telling his father Harald to stop all this. And he wants to know what is really going on here. And in this scene, the soldiers just seemed helpless in front of the two massive figures. Man, what a scene. The collision is still going on. Then Loki asks how Harald is still alive after so many stabs. And why does he want to kill them? And how can he use so much power? Aldrich Harald tells him to be normal and asks what is happening to him. And there is a guard who is seen asking all the guards to come there because their king has gone crazy. But the guards outside the room were blaming Loki for all this. Guys, there is nothing to say Loki's luck is bad. They always misunderstood Loki. Then in this scene, Loki and Jaharul hold Harald and ask him what really happened to him. Then Harald tells them through his last sentence that what he did is unforgivable. And he says that his control over his body is slowly going away, so he tells Loki to listen to him. Then he says, tell the people of ELBAF what happened here. I hurt my people. I also got my hands dirty to make ELBAF a member nation. And tell them that I was deceived. So today, I have this fate. They want them to make our people slaves, so that they can work for the world governments. But Loki could not understand how he could be deceived. Then Harald says they never intended to honor my terms from the very beginning. And everyone there is shocked to hear his words. Then Harald shouts to Elder Jaharul. Loki knows about ELBAF's secret treasure. And make sure Loki can eat that devil fruit. Because to defeat me, he need inhuman strength. Loki is surprised to hear him. But Harald keeps talking. He says it is impossible to defeat him with this power. He also added that his intentions were never bad, which would benefit the world government. And finally, he says he is the worst king in ELBAF history. In the next scene, Harald shouts and orders Loki to kill him and take his throne. And he wants to show him what the fate of a disgraced king like him, and that he will increase his respect this way. He also says that he doesn't care how he remains famous, but ELBAF's future is secure. Man, what a king he was. Then Loki says that he will sacrifice so much for this achievement, but then it seems that Harald has lost all his sense. And at the last moment, Harald tells him, I am counting on you, Loki. You are the only one who can make things right. Damn, what a man he was. Like a true king. The next scene is just a disaster. All the soldiers fall down with one punch from evil Harald. And from behind, a soldier stabs him in the neck and says that he cannot be their king. But even after this stab, nothing happens to Harald. And the voice of evil type is heard from Harald's mouth. He says indeed that Harald was gone, now I am the Great One's vassal. And then someone gives them an order that a criminal is roaming inside. They close the door of the chamber. And then evil Harald starts the massacre again and says that everyone here will die. The truth here will be buried with them. In the next scene, a wounded soldier tells everyone to run away and evil Harald kills him too. Man, so brutal. And evil Harald says that he will have to give this kingdom to Emo as a gift. And Elder Harald tells Loki to eat the devil fruit quickly. Hey guys, this is the mysterious devil fruit Akuma no Mi for which Loki has become infamous to everyone. But do you think this is Luffy's devil fruit that ELBAF has been protecting all this time? Or it's a different devil fruit? Comment below. Then Loki keeps saying in the middle of running, why does he have to eat this devil fruit? That means he will never be able to swim again. And why did his old man change his personality like that? Man, what a funny moment. Loki is actually very confused. But Devil Harald orders him not to eat that fruit. But Loki says that he ordered him to eat this, and now why he was saying something else. Guys, Loki is just confused here. But in the next scene, Elder Harald is seen stabbing Harald from behind. And Harald tells Loki to eat the devil fruit quickly because it is not possible to hold Harald back for long. Then the tragic incident is seen. Harald stabs Harald in the head with his sword, and which was very critical. And Harald says, I gave you back your sword, which you gave me a long time ago. And in the next scene, Loki is seen running and he is saying that he has to eat the devil fruit soon and take Ragnir in his hand. Here Ragnir is an ancient weapon of ELBAF, which is a very powerful weapon. Man, Oda used mythology very spectacularly. He is genius. In the next scene, Harald says, I will not let this happen, and runs to catch him. Just then Shanks and Gyaban enter by attacking Harald. Can you imagine how powerful Shanks was then? But surprisingly, Zahral is alive, and he says to Gyaban, Gyaban, is that you? They are both shocked to see his condition and want to know if he is okay. But Zahral says not to worry, his helmet saved him. I don't know he noticed it or not, but this sword has gone through his head. I don't know how he's still alive. Zahral then tells Harald to stop so that he can't catch Loki. Gyaban saw that any attack on Harald is completely futile. And Shanks tries to bring Harald back to his senses, but Shanks doesn't know that it is completely impossible now. After a while, Harald stands up as if nothing happened to him. Then he says to Shanks that the immortality power he got is not that bad because he feels very strong. Then Shanks can understand that Harald actually agreed to the deep sea contract. And Shanks keeps thinking and saying if there is any other way to escape from this curse. Then the scene shifts to Loki. There we see Loki breaking the lock of that secret room and entering inside. And a treasure box is seen in front of him, and inside it is the devil fruit that ELBAF had hidden all this time. And Loki was saying to himself, this is the forbidden devil fruit passed down within ELBAF? And suddenly Ragnir's slash comes towards Loki. Loki barely survives. And Loki says, what is this? And we hear someone laughing. And here the chapter ends, man. What a chapter. What do you think of, guys? Who is this mysterious character trying to kill Loki with Ragnir? Comment below. If you want to see the previous chapters, go to my channel's playlist. And the whole chapter can be summarized as Harald and Rox were the peak characters of ELBAF arc. And their aura is another level, and now many mysteries might reveal in next chapters. Very soon, we may also know the history of Joy Boy. Yes guys, we came to the end game after all those years. And guys, did you watch recent episode of One Piece? Oda showed what level Joy Boy's Haki is. And Luffy, seeing Haki, started thinking how far he has to go to surpass everyone. Overall, One Piece fans are eating good, and please subscribe to my channel for more content like this and see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.